What are you starting to like less the older you get? Loud noises in general. Anything with a lot of hype that requires me to stand in a long-ass line. Loud places. Like bars and parties and stuff like that. How fast time is slipping away from me rather than how slow it used to be as a kid. I hate losing interest in things I used to love. Driving. I used to drive to do fun stuff like pick up my friends, go places I wanted to be, or just cruise during the night and enjoy the air. Now I drive to work. Even though my car is a million times more fun to drive, I'm perpetually annoyed. Shopping. For anything. Including groceries. Shopping used to be fun. Now it is a chore. Social events. The mental preparation beforehand followed by the wide range of personalities at said event. Exhausting. Feeling like I've done all the right things yet the goalposts keep moving farther out. Honestly, leaving the house. I used to be a social butterfly and now I have to convince myself to go get basic necessities and go to work. Having social interactions, even going out with my friends is tiring. Alcohol. It's getting harder for me to bounce back on Sunday fun days. So much so that I moved them to Saturday. Going to the damn grocery store. Social media. I've already pared it down to Reddit and Instagram years ago but honestly could do without it too now. The world in general, it feels less and less like it has anything to do with me. More alien and absurd with each passing year. Perhaps that's natural for a creature that is closer to death than birth. People. Huge gatherings of people. Parties are cool. But like festivals, concerts, anything where people are shoulder to shoulder and packed in somewhere, no thanks. Junk food. I can tell when I'm malnourished and it feels good to eat vegetables. As much as I hate to say it, video games. Not that I like them less inherently, but it feels like as an adult, I'm entering into a long-term relationship every time I start a new video game that I don't have time for. The pile of shame for unfinished video games is real. Loud anything. Music. Vehicles. Movies. People. Animals. Dating. I just turned 40 and I feel like I may never find someone. Roller coasters. The more I see how little people care about their jobs, the more I questions how well put together those things are, especially at fairs and carnivals. Grimacing face. Crowds. I'm the guy at house parties that sits outside by the fire pit all night. Working. Getting drunk. Politics. People. Staying out late. Phone calls. Crowds. Smiley face. Getting out of bed. Bullshit. I mean this in a blanket way, which I think applies to all of us. The older we get, the less patience we have for things that we don't agree with, or naturally aggravate us, or just plain out dislike for whatever reason. We classify it as bullshit and shuffle it to the curb, which is why it's always important to keep a critical mindset. Why do I dislike the things I do? Why do I disagree with this thing? Argument person. I definitely feel myself getting into an old man yells at clouds mindset the older I get, which I think is natural, but not necessarily a good thing. Sex scenes in movies. Yeah, then what happened? That my parents are getting older. Deciding what to cook for dinner. You want chicken and chips? Great. 3-course meal? Great. Just tell me what you want to eat. Unnecessary noise. Small talk. The way the internet is in 2022. Ads, subscriptions, paywalls, unhelpful sites with more pictures than words, and streaming service content split up between around 200 platforms, and most of the good content is exclusive to one, and never available elsewhere. On browsers, you have to have multiple extensions or the like to tell cookies, trackers, and ads to go away. For people in Australia, we're also geo-blocked, so we have to use VPN to get around it or turn to other means. Commercial radio is unlistenable, with the same 25 songs on repeat at the only 5 I can remember the channel for, and even that is preferable to the afternoon talk show of cackling, squawking gossip. I'm happy to pay a contribution to my group's Spotify. I can have that going on my phone. Instead of listening to any of that crap, I can have long playlists, my kind of music, and I don't have to pull over to change CDs. Changing phone service provider is simple enough on the surface, but then you also have to update your two-factor authentication, and if it's tied to the old number, which is out of service, you have to go in person to a store or office, or call customer support. For each instance. Those are the most prevalent grips I have with modern life. It's all in regards to what I watch, listen, or read, and the devices I do so on. It's this tangled web of interdependent, exclusive pushing, paywall blocking, subscription requiring noise that really does distract from more important, more healthy, use of time, energy and money. Going to work. Working in general. People. Alcohol. The government. People that drive loud cars, trucks. Teenagers. I can't believe I turned into that guy who peeks out the window whenever he hears a skateboard. New music. I don't have the time to care about what's relevant or in anymore. I'm sure it's great, but it's just so much easier to stay in my comfort zone with all the to-dos of life. People. They're everywhere, looking for a nerve to get on. Being in a relationship. It was so easy to walk away from my last one. I remember being so upset when a relationship ended even just 5 or 6 years ago. I have cancer now, so it'll be pretty hard to find someone else, but it's so weird, I don't even care. It's so much more peaceful being single. It may not be as fun, but the fun parts of my last relationship weren't worth nearly as much as having peace of mind most days. I'm also fantastic at masturbation, so that helps. How I look. People. Do not stay in the service industry longer than 10 years. It really changes your perspective of how we live in the system we are in USA. People. The general public piss me off more every day. No manners, loud and entitled as hell, rolling eyes face, TV. Holidays. As kids it's about opening presents and eating, but as adults you need to be the one to cook the big meals all day and buy the presents for everyone. Halloween was getting excited about dressing up and getting free candy, but now it's about buying candy to give away and maybe buying an expensive costume. Kids. I can't wait to get a cane so I can shake it at them while yelling to get off my lawn. Crowds, alcohol, loud music, dating scene and overall toxicity in it. Getting older. Going out to have fun. Lol, I rather a quiet night in. People. COVID made it even worse. Tolerance level 0. Going out drinking and clubbing. What used to be a fun way to end the week and escape from work now actually feels like work. Time to find a new hobby, I guess. Crying face. Amusement park rides. I haven't liked religion since I was 15, but I downright hate it now. Now that I see in even more ways the ridiculous hold it has over people, and how that affects everyone's lives. It's like this unquestionable monolith that prevents rational thought. And my beef isn't that people believe in deities and such, I don't care about that. I'm not one to make snide comments about Sky Daddy. I simply hate how religion dictates how everyone lives. How people are basing policy and votes on what their own misguided religious beliefs tell them. Add to that how straight up crooked and slimy so many churches are. Believe in God all you want. But quit standing in the way of science, psychology, and other people's well-being. That's all I damn ask. Being alive. Don't PM me please. Nonsense, lies and bullshit. Large social gatherings. Movies. I was already losing any desire to go to a movie theater before COVID hit, what with the prices of admission food. It felt outrageous to blow $50 or $60 for the two of us to see a movie, or much more than that back when we needed a babysitter. Nowadays, there just aren't many movies that interest me much. Movies are more formulaic and less interesting than ever. Star power seems to have faded over the last couple decades. And at a certain age, you feel like you've seen multiple versions of the same stories being told over and over. Once in a while something comes along that pushes those boundaries, but not very often. Fury Road was that movie for me. Ignorance. It's almost always harmful and, at some point, seems woeful. Going to theaters to watch movies. They're more enjoyable to watch at home now. The world in general. I still have a passion for helping others, hence why I'm studying physiotherapy, trying to go to medical school after that, but I also have disdain for people in general, especially stupid, ignorant people. Alcohol. Just don't enjoy drinking like I did when I was young. Interacting with people. Working and deciding what to make for dinner every night. People under the age of 30. Not that there's anything wrong with youth, it's just that I've been there and it's hard not to cringe seeing the next generation loudly doing all the cringy things my generation did loudly too. It's nicer hanging out with people who have some maturity under their belts. Music. Tired of listening to the old stuff I grew up to and hate the new stuff that's out. Staying out late. I rarely get FOMO anymore and would rather leave early or just stay home. Crowds. Social media. Social media, it's a literal biblical level plague. The agendas of institutions and corporations. Realizing that my partner and I are the only people that have our best interest at heart. Every other entity wants to exploit us for our attention, our money, and our will. We are more than just pawns in someone's agenda. It seems as if more and more people are mindless pieces in someone else's game.
I hope you all are doing well, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed this video. If you have something to say critically or otherwise, leave a comment. And if you enjoy this content, don't forget to subscribe to see more of it. I hope you all have wonderful and fulfilled lives.